60 seconds.
The funny thing is coconuts were not indigenous to that area of the South Pacific.
Okay, Raul, we need names.
Yes.
Okay,
Hey there, folks. I'm Raul. How many people do we have playing today? Got it. Player one, how about telling us what you'd like to be called? Go ahead and type it in. Good. Now,
45
player two,
seconds.
let's have your name.
262 rack.
Another thing, are you looking for a 7-question game or a 21-question game?
Ask me how to.
I'm on it.
I say, what about just
30
saying?
seconds.
Okay, player one, your buzzer is the letter Q as in Quick Draw McGraw. And player two, you have the letter P. That's P as in pass the peas, please.
Gasoline.
20 seconds.
Right, so there was Patty Duke, and then who played the other one, her cousin?
Oh, okay. Heads up. Here's how the game works. The first one of you to buzz in on a question gets first stab at the answer. So you buzz in, and then press 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on which answer you want. If it's a specialty question, don't sweat it. Schmitty will tell you what to do. Got it?
10 seconds.
Good luck.
9, 8, 7,
Okay,
6,
here we go.
5,
Lisa Desktop
4,
or Go to Black.
3.
White and Whitey, Tuesday nights following Homeboys in Outer Space.
Super. Just super duper.
It's time for the show where high culture and pop culture collide.
Well, look at this. We got a two-person game today. Okay, I want you to shake hands. Harder. Harder. Forget it. Hey, don't freak out on me or nothing, but one of you is going down. Okay, come on. First order of business, screw. Not to offend you, but this is how you screw someone. If you want to force your neighbor into answering a question that you know they don't know, buzz in and slap that S key. You got it? All right, let's do it. Your call, player two.
Question 1 is taped before a live studio audience.
Shake hands with Absolutely Flabulous. You get this one right, you get 3,000 greenbacks. All right, you got the joy of cooking and the joy of sex, and now Patsy and Adina from Absolutely Fabulous have put together the more complete joy of cooking sex. Considering the Morocco episode of Absolutely Fabulous, what would be the essential ingredients in Patsy and Adina's recipe for sex? Bananas and tuna fish, cottage cheese and custard, whipped topping and mayo, or yogurt and honey? Player two, you got no choice. Give me an answer.
But I thought I could have sworn that no, please, no. Ah!
What do you say, player one? Here's the one you didn't pick. Patsy and Adina refer to sex as doing the yogurt and honey. I guess that's why they suggest using a spoon to get at the fruit on the bottom. Category time, player two. For your viewing pleasure, are there potatoes in that? Let's see what you'll do for $1,000. Forward march. Say you go to a restaurant and order a bowl of Mulligan's stew. If the stew contains the same ingredients as TV's Mulligan's stew, what should you expect to find in your dinner? Addictive drugs and alcohol. Delicious chum. Good old... It's all yours, player one. Mulligan Stew is a 1970s show about the Mulligan family who, with 3 kids of their own, are forced to take in 4 more when their relatives are killed. Personally, I'll never go back to that restaurant again. One time, I ordered Mulligan Stew, and I found some Webster in it. Player one, tell me what's next.
This is question 3.
For your enjoyment, there's no such thing as too much caffeine. You get this one, you pocket $2,000. One question coming right up. Oh no, aliens have destroyed your local Starbucks. Given their long-standing hatred of things named Starbuck, which evil aliens are the most likely suspects? The Romulans, the Cylon Raiders, the Visitors, or the Draconians? On Battlestar Galactica, the folks who fight Lieutenant Starbuck are the Cylon Raiders. Eventually, he defeats them by charging way too much for a decaf latte. Player 2, take your pick.
Hey.
May I introduce? It would have to be on a premium channel. $3,000 for this one. Put it in gear, because here we go. If there were an Alien Nation spin-off that focused on the newcomers' reproductive practices, what would it be called? Father Knows Breast. Make Room in Daddy. My Three Dads. Player 2, grab it. Player 1, you're screwed. Give me an answer. Hey, Three Dads is not weird, okay? It's thrice the love, my friends. Player 2, ball's in your court. Do you mean to tell me that Bob Saget is not of this earth? Sweet mother of God, help us all! Well, that'll make an exciting story, won't it? Those disgusting freaks in Alien Nation transfer their babies from the mama's belly to daddy's in the third trimester. And if that's not fodder for a sitcom on the WB, I don't know what is. Player 2, what do you want? This category is known as TV for the Deaf. How does $2,000 sound? Pencils ready. Let's do it. If Schoolhouse Rock decided to use other TV shows with exclamation marks in their title, there's no exclamation point in Good Morning America! Good morning, America! It's 7:15. It looks like a beautiful day. Let's check the traffic. Ah! Player 1, what are we doing?
Tonight's topic, 6 in the workplace.
Coming at you before Stimpy and Scratchy. You give me a right answer, I'll give you $3,000. All right, pay attention. I'm going to say this one time because it's hard to do. The year is 1929, and in order for RCA engineers to focus their cameras under the intense heat of the lights, a 12-inch statuette of one of America's favorite cartoon cats is broadcast for hours on end. What fun! Okay, now, considering the cartoon cat that was used as TV's first test pattern, what might you hear kids say after watching the figure for hours?
I bet Jerry will whack him any moment now. No lisp, no yellow bird. This sucks. When's he gonna exit stage left already?
Or,
where's his magical bag of tricks?
Should have picked this one. The cat with the magical bag of tricks is Felix the cat. Man, Felix is without his bag of tricks. He's as stiff as a statue of an eternity, and the professor in Rock Bottom still can't catch him. Now that's a cat! Player 2, grab a category. All right, Flesh Butt Spits I'm Poor.
It is time for activity session.
Take a look at this gibberish category. From a third grader's to-do list. What do you say to $5,000 to start this gibberish question off? Okay, you're going to have about 30 seconds to solve this thing, but every second and a half, I'm going to take some of that cash back. Okay, listen up and tell me, with what phrase does this rhyme? Spell division, score trim then. And don't get fooled by that punctuation. First clue, it's a slogan for Lifetime. Okay, I watch Lifetime. You got a problem with that? It's a slogan for Lifetime to explain its programming. Last clue, this is for all the women out there. And you know who you are. Let's see what you got, player 1. Type. Television for women. Does that mean what I think it means?
You got it, Schmitty. 3-hour-long douche commercials. Nothing else.
Wow, it's true? Player 1, what's up?
Join us as we explore the fascinating world of 8.
The category is, when they say edited for TV, they mean it. You get it right, I'm giving you $1,000. Hey, imagine this. If Richard Chamberlain were to consolidate 2 of his most famous roles in TV, my close personal friend Dick Chamberlain starred in 2 of the biggest all-time miniseries as an English samurai in Shogun and a tortured Australian priest in The Thornbirds. So he kills people, but he's racked with guilt about it. Pick a category, player one.
Refill your tank and check your number 9.
Open wide and get ready for not for the lactose intolerant. I'm gonna make this one $1,000. Oh, yummy. Here's a delicious analogy question. Cheese is to head cheese, as Mama is to Mama's family, Charlie is to Charlie's angels, Valerie is to Valerie's family, or Herman is to Herman's head. Player two, go. Survey says. Player one, it's yours if you want it. Why didn't you pick this one? Just as there is no actual cheese in head cheese, there's no Valerie character that we see her here in Valerie's Family, which was later retitled The Hogan Family. And the way I look at it, you can either sit me down in front of an episode of The Hogan Family with a big plate of head cheese to nibble on, or you can just freaking shoot me. Player two, what looks good? This one's called, The Muppet Babies of the Night. $2,000 for correct answer. Okay, then let's complete an analogy, shall we? Vampires is to In a Mirror, as Nanny on Muppet Babies is to The Count, above the waist, in a boxcar, or with a duck. Player one, you can take it. The analogy is where you can't see things. Supposedly, you can't see vampires in a mirror, and on Muppet Babies, you never see Nanny above the waist. And you'll have to excuse me, but if I made a joke about that, I'd spend the rest of the game feeling dirty, and you don't want that. Now, if this were a TV show, this is where you get up and use the bathroom, but I'm in kind of a hurry, so let's move right into round two. And to get you started, one screw apiece. Use it in good health. Now in round two, every question is worth twice as much, so there's going to be some big cash moving around. Let's get to it. Player one, give me a category.
11, come on, girl. Good question.
Let's take a look at... No, don't change a thing. You get it right, I'm putting you up $2,000. Think fast, it's question time. Say the TV tabloid show Inside Edition is taken over by the publishers of Gary Hobson's newspaper on Early Edition. Gary Hobson, the main character on TV's Early Edition, gets his newspaper a day early, thereby discovering tomorrow's news before it actually happens. So now you'll know who celebrities are going to divorce before they're even married. Player one, your choice. Let's see what we got going. Potty mouth. You want $6,000? Give me your right answer. So you know how Archie Bunker in All in the Family is always on the toilet because, you know, that's funny? Say Archie needs to... Player one, do it. Hey, player two, you like getting screwed? Give me an answer. No, I can't imagine they'd let anyone say head on Father Knows Best. What do you say, player one? Leave It to Beaver generated huge controversy for being the first series to show a toilet on TV. Not to mention being the first to show a beaver. Player one, why don't you give me a category?
15!
Today's specialties include, in my day, vowels only cost a nickel. Heads up, this one's going to be $6,000. Okay, imagine this. If the present day Wheel of Fortune shows its contestant, take a shot, player two. Gotta answer. You should have bought a vowel. Player two, now's the time. Player two, go. I can't take you anywhere. You want to see what the smart money says? Contestants on the 1953 game show Wheel of Fortune were all good Samaritans or heroes being rewarded for their good deeds. I can think of a couple of good deeds I'd perform for Vanna White, and a couple of bad ones too. Player 2, how about a category?
I remember growing up on the mountain and sharing my bedroom with 14.
We're calling this one. Is that the name on his driver's license? How does $4,000 grab you? All right, give me your best shot. Imagine that Mrs. Livingston from The Courtship of Eddie's Father marries her boss, Tom Corbett. Given what she calls him on the show, how might she refer to herself? Tom's Geisha Girl, Mrs. Mr. Eddie's Father, Mrs. T, or Mrs. Mr. Man? Player 2. Mrs. Livingston always refers to Tom Corbett as Mr. Eddie's father, so she would become Mrs. Mr. Eddie's father. Things got really complicated at first because she wouldn't let Eddie call her mom.
Good night, Eddie. Good night, Mrs. My father's new wife.
What's it gonna be, Player 2?
The thrill of answering! The agony of 15!
The category of pop music and green slime. You get it right, you get 2K. Hey, do you remember that Nickelodeon show You Can't Do That on Television? Do you remember when singer Alanis Morissette was a cast member? On You Can't Do That on Television, certain words trigger a shower of slime. Based on its title, which of Alanis' songs should play after someone gets slimed? Hand in My Pocket, Ironic, You Ought to Know, or All I Really Want. Player 1! That green slime on You Can't Do That on Television gets triggered by the words, I don't know. So, Mavis, what's up with this Alanis Morissette anyway?
I don't know.
Oh, what is that? Oh, you said the word! Oh. Let's have a category. Oh, Player 1, you're magic, I'm telling you. Player 2, why don't you disappear? Hey, Player 1, get warmed up, because you got a dis or dat. The category for this this or that question is Sounds Super. All right, I'm going to read off. Hey, you know what to do? No problem. Here's your 30 seconds. And we're off. Solomon Grundy, super friend or super foe? Black Vulcan. Toyman. Black Manta. Samurai. Cyborg. Last one. That's all she wrote. So you got 5 right. How's it feel to be just about average? Let's see your new score. Now, come on. Every little bit helps. Category time, Player 2. I believe this one is called I Feel Pretty and Fibber and Gay. 4K coming your way for a right answer. All right, at the time she did it, we all heard plenty about Ellen DeGeneres coming out of the closet on her show, remember? If Ellen DeGeneres came out of Fibber McGee's closet, who or what would probably come out after her? Genghis Khan and George Washington, a whole lot of tumbling junk, seawater and flopping fishes, or lies? Nobody wants it, huh? Hey, Player 1, you've been showing off for a while. Why don't you take it?
Don't be a wimp!
It's all yours, Player 1. That's what you get for stealing cable. Player 2, you want it? Take a shot, Player 2. Check, please. Here's the one the winners pick. On Fibber McGee and Molly, their closet is full of junk that tumbles out every time Fibber opens it. And it being the 50s and all, if Ellen had said she was gay, Fibber probably would have said, well, I'm glad you're feeling so happy. Your call, Player 2. All right, give it up for Beauty is Only Screen Deep. If you know this one, you're getting 4,000 bucks. Okay, you know all about the ugly duckling that turns into a swan, right? If the fairy tale, The Ugly Duckling, ended the same way the Ugly Duckling TV movie The Girl Most Likely To does, what would you see? Ugly Duckling has beak enlargement. Ugly Duckling turns into swan, kills ducks. Ugly Duckling ends own pathetic life in pond, or Ugly Duckling teaches birds value of beauty. Player 2, go! The Girl Most Likely To is the greatest made-for-TV movie about a not-so-attractive girl who becomes beautiful and kicks the living crap out of everyone who ever tormented her. I think there's a very valuable lesson to be learned here. Beautiful people are dangerous and should be taken out with firearms. Player 2, take your pick.
Minty cool, minty fresh 19.
Let's have a big warm welcome for Batman and Robin. I got $2,000, says you don't know this one. Holy people in your house that shouldn't be there. Someone's broken into the Batcave. Considering the location of the switch that opens the entrance to the Batcave, what might Alfred say to alert the Caped Crusaders? There are fingerprints on your poles, sir. Burglars are afoot, sir. Someone has been touching your bust, sir. Or bad men have pried at your hole, sir. Player 1. On the TV show Batman, the button for the Batcave is located in that little bust of Shakespeare they got. But the bungling burglars could never find the button for Batgirl's Batcave.
Lower. No, to the right. Ugh.
Pick a category, Player 1. And our special guest tonight, Freud on Fish. We're talking 6K here, so pay attention. Okay, imagine you've just woken up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat. You're frightened because you've just had another dream about salted fish eggs. Based on its signature closing line, what TV show planted that image in your head before you fell asleep? Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, America's Top 10, Tic-Tac-Doe, or The Jeffersons? Play Tic-Tac-No. Player 1, it's yours if you want it. So you don't lose any sleep over it. At the end of each episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, Robin Leach sends viewers champagne wishes and caviar dreams. You've managed to thoroughly humiliate yourself by fashioning a poorly structured attempt at guessing the correct answer. I'm not wearing pants! Player 2, what do you want? You're about to embark upon the... Oh, well, someone's been attacked before. Let's see how much you've learned. Here's your clue. My bestest buddy. No, I wasn't talking to you. But good luck anyway. That's the way, Player 1. You really came out ahead on this one. And I don't mean like that show Herman's had either, because that sucked. No, this is a good thing. Well, I mean, not so good that I can't say.
You don't know
All right, that's one more in the can, folks. Hey, Raul, what's happening?
Player one, you've really distinguished yourself from the crowd, and I'm not just talking about your breath. If you'd like to play again, let me know.
Obstacle courses are all hell.
The Civil War Battles of the Network Stars. A Ken Burns film coming this fall to PBS.
Liquor, don't drink that.
Why?
Mine.
Oh. This message brought to you by the United States Department of Condescending Paternalism.
If you thought Taking It in the Nuts America and Taking It in the Nuts Europe was funny, well, just wait for Taking It in the Nuts Japan. An hour's worth of hilarious home videos from Japan, where every blooper involves a Japanese male getting banged in the balls. Mommy! That's Sunday night at 7 for multicultural comedy at its best. Ooh, that had to hurt. Taking It in the Nuts Japan.